Stu Cowan of the Montreal Gazette here with Ian McIntyre from the Vancouver Sun at the Bell Centre ahead of tonight's game between the Canucks and the Canadiens. Ian, what's the morning news out of the Canucks game?
Well, there were more coaches than players on the ice at one point, so there's not a lot of news.
And optional, yes, yeah.
But it is exciting in that a young player is going to make his NHL debut tonight for the Canucks, Hunter Shinkaruk, a first-round pick from 2013. Interesting story in that he was kind of trumped by some other first-round picks who are already in the Canucks lineup. So Hunter Shinkaruk was one of 4 forwards taken in the first round in a 2-year period, and he's the 4th to make his debut. It'll happen tonight. He obviously is very excited about that. He's had 10 goals in 12 games so far in the minors. So the team struggling as it is on this road trip, they just want to bring in a hot hand and maybe get some enthusiasm towards the tail end of a season-long 7-game trip. The other news, I suppose, is that Jacob Markstrom, the Canucks backup, is going to play tonight. Ryan Miller has got the day off, but it's not really a day off because he was one of the guys on the ice doing a lot of work. He said after losing 4-2 in Toronto on Saturday that he had had a poor week, and he was being a little bit hard on himself, but also accurate. He needed to be a little bit better.
A bit of a breather for him, I guess?
I think it was more a hard week for the team in front of him. The Canucks 1-3-1, struggling on special teams. So they're going to give Markstrom a start tonight, give Miller a night off, and hope that he'll be that much sharper when this team ends the road trip Wednesday in Winnipeg.
Well, the big news out of the Canadiens morning skate today in Brossard was Carey Price. He was on the ice about maybe an hour before the players took the ice for the optional skate, did a few drills with goaltending coach Stéphane White. But after the morning skate, Michel Therrien said it's too early to say when he might be back. So that means Mike Condon will be back in goal again for the Canadiens tonight, coming off his worst start in the NHL, where he let in 4 goals on 11 shots against the Colorado Avalanche the other night. The other thing for the Canadiens is Alexander Semin will be back in the lineup again, playing on a line with Alex Galchenyuk and Lars Eller. After the last game, Michel Therrien said he expects more offense out of that team, so there'll be pressure on them. But for Canadiens fans, Ian, I think Brandon Prust is a guy that people want to know what's happening with him.
Well, he's getting close to playing. He practiced this morning. He has been out for several weeks now with an ankle injury, and is actually a little bit ahead of schedule, it seems. And you know, I doubt that he's certainly not going to play tonight. I doubt he's going to play in Winnipeg on Wednesday. Canucks have back-to-back home games on the weekend, so they're looking at that as a target return. He's a popular guy, though. There was a huge scrum of Montreal media around Brandon Prust. It must have been similar when Guy Lafleur came back here to play with the Nordique.
They had good hands, but in different ways.
But the Canucks, in answer to your question, the Canucks have missed Brandon Prust. You know, it's a team with not a lot of overt toughness, and Prust, especially in combination with Lucas Spiza, who's the most physical of the Canuck defenseman, who has also been out, is also back practicing but won't play. The Canucks have missed that grit and backbone in their lineup, and certainly Prust has done terrific in his first season, so a very short sample, but he's been terrific for the Canucks. Willie Desjardins really took a liking to him, as most coaches do for that type of player, a guy who adds toughness but can skate and handle the puck and not be a liability. So the Canucks have missed him. They're looking forward to getting both Prust and Spiza back, but again, not tonight.
Greg Pateryn will play again tonight on defense for the Canadiens, teamed up with Tom Gilbert, as Alexei Emelin remains day-to-day with his lower body injury. It's been a rough road trip for the Canucks, but you were mentioning the weather in Montreal, a little different than you expected.
Yeah, it has. I haven't been in Montreal as often as I would like, just because of the crazy schedule that Gary Bettman, the NHL, has had for so many years. But I don't ever recall walking around without a jacket. I actually walked over to the rink in my sweater this morning. Beautiful day here. It was beautiful in Toronto. Everything's been beautiful except the hockey for the Vancouver Canucks. They'd like some sunnier days there.
Well, the Canucks are in town for their one stop in Montreal tonight at the Bell Centre. It should be a good game.